Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a really rich passage, John chapter 21, verses 1 to 14.
That's right. We've got the biblical text itself and some great reflections on it.
And our mission really is to unpack the insights here, find those aha moments for you, but do it efficiently.
Absolutely. And what grabs you right away is how it starts. It feels almost mundane.
Exactly. The disciples, after everything, they've just gone back to their old jobs, fishing, and, well, they're completely failing at it. It sets quite a stage.
It really does. That contrast is powerful. This big moment doesn't happen during some, high spiritual peak. It's after a long night of just nothing, total failure.
Yeah, let's talk about that fruitless labor for a second. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine it. Hours out there, casting nets, pulling them in empty, again and again.
Utterly exhausting, physically and probably emotionally too. That feeling of pouring effort in and just hitting a wall. I think we can all relate to that on some level.
Oh, definitely. It really makes you think about times when our own plans, our best efforts, just don't yield anything.
And it prompts that question, doesn't it? Maybe our human plans, without some divine guidance, are sometimes just empty nets.
So dawn starts breaking, and there's this figure on the shore. They don't recognize him. It's Jesus, but they don't know it yet.
Right. They're still a ways out, and he calls out to them.
He asks if they've caught anything, which is almost, well, ironic given their night.
He knows, doesn't he? But he asks anyway. It's interesting. He asks before he helps, like acknowledging their struggle first.
Good point. Then he tells them, cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some.
And just like that, bam, they can't even haul the net in because it's so full of fish. An immediate, overwhelming turnaround.
It's incredible. Jesus just steps in, sees the need, and provides, completely flipping the script.
He takes the initiative when they're basically at the end of their rope.
And then that moment of realization, it's John who gets it first. He tells Peter, it is the Lord.
Yes, John. Not Peter, the impulsive one, but John. And it happens significantly within that group, that community on the boat.
That's interesting. Like, recognition often comes through faith, through shared experience, maybe a kind of spiritual insight.
It points towards that need for discernment, for seeing beyond the surface.
And Peter's reaction. Classic Peter. It's Jesus, throws on his outer garment because he was stripped for work and just jumps into the sea.
Doesn't even wait for the boat, just pure, unadulterated devotion, right? Even after denying Jesus before, that passion is still there.
It really shows that deep desire for connection, maybe for reconciliation too. He just has to get to Jesus immediately.
Absolutely. And the catch they eventually drag ashore, it's huge.
Enormous, the text says. Specifically, 153 large fish.
Wow. Not just a few, but an almost ridiculous abundance.
And that's often seen symbolically, isn't it? Pointing towards the fruitfulness of their future ministry. Catching people, not just fish.
Exactly. And that number, 153, people have wondered about that for centuries. One popular idea is that scholars back then believed there were 153 species of fish in the world.
So it could symbolize the universality of the mission, reaching all nations, all peoples.
Precisely. It's a beautiful image of God's provision being enough, and more than enough, for everyone. The net, by the way, didn't break, despite the load. Another detail.
Right, so they get to shore, tired, probably stunned, dragging this massive catch. And what do they find?
Jesus already has breakfast going, a charcoal fire, fish cooking on it, and bread.
Imagine seeing that after their night. Comfort, warmth, provision, all waiting for them.
It echoes, other meals they shared. It definitely speaks to communion, fellowship, spiritual nourishment. Jesus is providing for them again, body and soul.
But then here's a fascinating part. He says, bring some of the fish you have caught.
Yes. He doesn't just give them a handout. He invites them to contribute from the miracle they participated in.
So it's not passive reception. It's like
Right.
our efforts, guided by him, become part of the shared blessing.
Exactly. It highlights that partnership. We bring our gifts, our catch to the table, sharing in the abundance that ultimately comes from God. It's about community and sharing resources.
Okay, so pulling this all together,
Mm-hmm.
what's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think it's a powerful reminder that Jesus is present. Even when we feel lost or our work seems pointless, he often shows up unexpectedly.
And he provides, often abundantly, when we follow his guidance.
Right. And it calls us to cultivate that ability to recognize him, maybe in the ordinary or unexpected places, to respond with devotion, like Peter, even with our flaws.
And to share what we receive, bringing our part to the meal, the community.
That's it. Presence, provision, recognition, response, and sharing.
That's really helpful. So for you listening, maybe think about this. When have you felt like you were just toiling all night for nothing. Looking back, can you see any moments of unexpected guidance, maybe a quiet suggestion that changed things?
Yeah, or just unexpected provision appearing. And what does that idea of spiritual nourishment truly look like, feel like in your own day-to-day life?
Definitely some good food for thought there. Thanks for diving deep with us today.